What's up, guys? Zero Ice here. I hate being sick, but I'm pretty sure that I'm sick. It's a pain in the ass. So anyway, this is part 2 of Nightfall. As you can see, like I said, this is kind of like the firefight area, and it turns into that real fast with a lot of phantoms, a lot of enemies, a lot of pain. I tend to stay on this roof, which is a good and a bad thing because you get a good vantage point. The bad thing is when the 3 phantoms come down in their rightful positions. If you're on the roof, you pretty much die. So I do what I can when they're jumping off, and then I jump off of the roof so that I don't get ass raped by the phantoms. This phantom drops a couple of jackals and 2 elites. Go ahead and take them out by any means necessary. I have the sniper, the DMR, and some sticky grenades. At the beginning of the video, you saw when I ran up the ramp right there. Directly behind you, there's 2 or 3 ammo boxes that have DMRs. There's a rocket launcher. There's a sniper rifle, and you can obviously pick up a needle rifle and a green gun pretty easily from killing enemies. It's really simple. Just take some shit out. The elites, of course, dodge and roll and get out of your way and become a real pain in the ass. So you might want to go pick up a green gun. I don't, because I like the sniper rifle, because after you kill stuff from that phantom, this phantom drops 2 white elites and a handful of grunts over on the left walkway there. Usually everything will come into this general area. Sometimes one of the elites will walk onto that left bridge there. I don't think he does in this video. Yeah, there he is. But a lot of times he does. So keep in mind when you're zoomed in, you could start getting shot from the left. Now, when you kill most of the enemies from the second phantom, it triggers the event that you might not be aware of for the third phantom to drop. The third phantom, of course, drops right on top of you. So when you start winding down on enemies, especially once you've killed both elites, go ahead and run over into this little shed building over here. And by the way, this building is called the shed. And chill back here, because that phantom's going to drop over there, and you don't want to be anywhere near that area when that happens, because you'll die pretty quickly. Now, after dying several times to the 3 elites that this phantom drops, I decided I wasn't going to have that shit anymore, and picked up the green gun and the DMR. My sniper was out of bullets anyway, so what does it really matter? And then got back onto the roof because I like this vantage point over here. Went ahead and took out my jackals first because their little green gun will hurt. Sometimes the elites will run onto that cliff ramp right there. That's okay. They don't go very far, and they usually run right back down. I fucked that grunt up. I killed everything about at this speed, so I can't tell you how long, if it takes you longer, if the elites move position on the map, but from what I found, they usually always try and stay in this little corner area. So once everything's dead, if you run out of DMR ammo, don't forget there's a dead Marine right here. He has a full 60 clip DMR, so pick up that ammo, or if you dropped it and need to pick it up again, you can pick it up there. This is the next area, and almost the last area. You have to deactivate the gun. Watch this fail shot that I was positive was on his head, but apparently wasn't a headshot. I believe this is the only way across, so there's 3 or 4 grunts. Once you take them all out, usually a grunt will start shooting you on a turret that's actually on the spire. Take him out and keep a vigilant eye on that area. There's another grunt on top of there that will try and go get back on the gun, as you saw just that. So go ahead and take him out before you just bypass him. Once again, and then when you get to a big area like this, just go ahead and make a big circle. When you get up to about this tree, 2 to 4 grunt spawn and an elite. I say 2 to 4 because 2 will definitely spawn. Sometimes 4 will run up from powerhouse and come attack you. Sometimes they won't. If you don't, then when you go to the dormitory in the powerhouse, expect 4 grunts there. At least 4. If 4 come up on you, then only expect 2 or 3 back where I just shot. Now on Powerhouse level 2, there's a white elite. Uh, Sometimes your temptation, as you'll see, is to turn to the right and take out the skirmishers. You don't want to do that. Luckily, I saw the elite. He came out this time, and I was able to kill him. But a lot of times he'll stay in that upper level of Powerhouse 2. But if he comes out, just go ahead and take him out. Before you go in, look to your right, and there'll be 3 skirmishers, excuse me. Quick headshots before they run around. That's excellent news. Now, just outside of Powerhouse 2, there is a grenade launcher, or whatever that is. Yeah, grenade launcher elite. He'll usually run up underneath you and try and come up the stairs, from what I've found. Sorry guys, I sound like shit today. I feel like shit today too. Everything else is pretty much just a handful of grunts, maybe some jackals, until you clear everything out, which I think this is the last enemy. Yeah, with Sam getting in the way. Now, I wouldn't recommend coming up here for the checkpoint. I would recommend going inside and hiding like a little girl. I say that because a phantom comes down and can shoot anything in the Powerhouse area except for inside. And it hovers there for quite a long time, and it's got grunts on both guns, so it's better to just sit inside and watch your little mini-map. When you see the red thing fly off, then you can go out. Now what this one drops is 2 hunters and 2 invisible elites, but they're the lower class elites, so they're really easy to kill. Usually what I do is I green gun and then either shoot or melee. Sometimes I meleeed, sometimes I shot. I think I shoot both of these here. They don't always come up the same path, but they generally, if you're in this building, they will come to you. So that one, obviously up front, came to me pretty quickly. I was waiting to find the second one, and like I said, like clockwork, he came right to me as well. Now, if you jump on top of Rape 1, there's a sniper rifle up here. And if you go into this middle building, which I can't remember what it's called, there's shotties and pistols. Now, it doesn't look like you're going to do a whole lot of damage with a sniper rifle to a hunter, but I promise you are. Fortunately, it's going to take a lot of bullets, and you're probably not going to have a lot of leftover sniper ammo to take it to the next final area, but it's okay because you don't have to get up close and personal with a hunter, which is usually a pain in the ass. Just make sure that every time he turns and faces June, you pop him in the orange section on his back. And when he faces you and he drops his shield, try and shoot him in the orange section on his neck. Sometimes I do, sometimes I just go for the straight headshot. It does almost the same amount of damage to him. So, it's an option, but it probably will take 2 or 3 extra hits. Just make sure you stay back away from the edge if he's firing at you, because the splash damage may kill you. Now, that's all of this area. You did the whole thing, you defended, and I cut it in an extra little part to remind you that you can come up the ramp right here, and there's a DMR, and my suggestion is to go ahead, if you want to keep a shotty, you can. I grab the pistol because I like a middle range weapon and a long range weapon. I don't really like the shotgun in campaign. Now, I did cut this, but there's usually a drop ship that comes down and puts a couple of jackals and a handful of grunts. The reason I cut this is because I did this with the shotgun and an assault rifle, and I had with no long range weapons. You can't take out this turret, and that means you really can't progress any farther. So there's usually a drop ship right here. I went ahead and killed it and cut it out because there was no way to cleanly cut it in. There's 2-3 grunts up on the hill, and they'll go in succession to get into the turret gun up there. So mind that, there's a lot of turret guns at every little station in this area, as well as elites, as always. Alright, once you've cleaned this little area out and got your checkpoint, right around this rock, there's a big turret. And every time he could see me, he would shoot me. He would never shoot at June, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But again, 3 to 4 grunts, they'll all try and go get in there. I don't know if elites will get in there. I mean, I know they're capable of it, but usually they just charged at me and tried to kill me. But that's not to say that an elite won't get in that gun. If that happens, that's going to be balls, because elites are much harder to hit than a one-shot. Again, a couple ways to get to you. There's the way that I'm looking right now, this left way, and then on the other side of this rock, there's another little pathway that leads up to you. There's a lot of elites. They run around very quickly. Just use your radar. Make sure you know where your little red dots are, so that you don't get hit from behind and shit. I just hit my elbow and it hurt. Just remember to take your time. Don't get in a situation with the elites that you're pretty sure you can't win. Also, the 2 white elites that spawn on that little pathway. The left guy that I'm shooting now has the beam rifle. It's a little the new Covenant sniper rifle, whatever. That guy will fuck you up. So, if you get a clean chance to go ahead and take him out, go ahead and take him out. I believe there's still an elite down here somewhere. Yep, there he is. And the jackals, and the elites for that matter, if they're still down there, will just go and hide behind the Covenant barriers. That's kind of a pain in the ass, as it requires you to go forward and start the next event in order to kill everything over here. As you can see, when you get across a certain limit, that turret starts firing at you. Kind of a pain in the butt. But it's okay, because you have a green gun and a DMR, right? I hope so. A couple of elites here. There's 1 or 2 that will rush up on you. There's 2 to 3 grunts that will, again in succession, go and take out the turret. Also, again, 2 ways to get to you, left and a right side. The left side's a little more difficult for enemies to get to you, because you can usually see them from way off like that elite did, and go ahead and take those out. But the right side comes up pretty quickly and fast, so keep that in mind. Once you take out the grunts, there should really only be the 1 elite. I had to stop the video after I kill this elite because it's right at 15 minutes, but there are 2 more jackals and an elite right after this, so enjoy.